And so the promise in this work is never to make you into somebody you're not. That's what people have been trying to do with every one of us for decades. The goal is to become capable of embodying who we say we choose to be. That artist on stage, of course, the ego mind wants to cross the footlights and love and be stroked. But they don't go there. They're only in the art. That's hubris. But that's not arrogance. That's the foundation to achieve mastery. We just talk. Nobody taught you when you began saying mommy and daddy at 2 to breathe. We just talk. I teach a lot of world-class athletes, from Olympic gold medalists to all kinds of really interesting individuals. And I say to them in the first lesson, you bring the talent to your sport, but someone literally teaches you every single thing you do. But who teaches us to be us? I've been explaining to you why you do it, because speech is habit, and this is how you've done it. But now in vocal awareness, I'm literally teaching you, you don't have to do that anymore. Tony, we can empower people, that's arrogant. But we can help them empower themselves. That's truth. Teaching us how to finally, for the first time in our lives, claim all that is possible and not flinch. Embody all that is possible.
Welcome to Season 2 of the Just Separated podcast. I'm Karen Oman, a thanatologist, grief counselor, divorce strategist, and co-author of the Just Separated workbook. I help people navigate the emotional, legal, and practical challenges of divorce, including high conflict and narcissist relationships. Each week, I am joined by expert guests to share guidance, tools, and strategies so you can move forward with clarity, confidence, and resilience. Follow Just Separated and join us as we explore the many layers of divorce. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. Hi, welcome to the Just Separate podcast. I'm your host, Karen Omer, and co-founder of Divorce Workshop. Today we're going to talk about voice is power. When I own my voice, I own my power. And our expert guest today is Arthur Samuel Joseph. Arthur is founder and chairman of the Vocal Awareness Institute, a globally recognized authority on the human voice with a mission to change the world through voice. With over 6 decades of global teaching experience with diverse client lists, including world-class athletes, including 32 Pro Football Hall of Famers, and NBA First Ballot Hall of Famers, motivational speakers such as Tony Robbins, renowned actors such as Angelina Jolie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Pierce Brosnan, Sean Connery, and singers from both stage and screen. He worked on the movie Annie and its cast and served as the vocal coach for Broadway and West End productions, including A Chorus Line, Agnes of God, Cats, and Les Miserables. Joseph created the first vocal training program for broadcasters at the Dane Patrick School of Sportcasting at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, and has collaborated with CBS Sports, ESPN, and Fox. Wow. Welcome, Arthur, to the Just Separate podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to meet you. We've been visiting in the green room, but it's nice to really get underway now. So thank you for sharing time with me.
It's an honor for me. So my first question is Arthur, you've...
Tell me that again with your eyes on me as you say that, please. By the way, to your audience, Karen gave me permission to play in my sandbox. So tell me that again about honor, and keep your eyes on me this time.
It is an honor for you to be here today.
Did you hear it changed? Pitch changed. You slowed down. Because when we make eye contact, it literally changes the sound of a voice. And whenever whenever the body hears a truth, it does what yours just did, Karen. It inhaled.
So why are we so? And I was going to ask you a different question, but I want to start by saying,
I'm sorry,
I have been.
Who are you talking?
I know. Okay, I wanted to ask you. I have been doing this for 50 years, and by audience, I'm looking right at him. Just if you're listening, why have I been speaking so weak for so long, or using these weird behaviors that you're telling me? Like, where's this come from?
Judgment. Arthur? It's just habit. Speech is habit. We just talk. Nobody taught you when you began saying mommy and daddy at 2 to breathe. We just talk. As you suggested or you read to your audience, I teach a lot of world-class athletes, from Olympic gold medalists to all kinds of really interesting individuals. And I say to them in the first lesson, you bring the talent to your sport, but someone literally teaches you every single thing you do. But who teaches us to be us? Quite the contrary. If that athlete or that great artist on stage is developing their talent as a child, as a teenager, they're encouraged. But as the rest of us who don't have that particular athletic artistic calling, if we start to act in a certain way, we're actually told, oh, don't act like that. What will people think? Oh, you shouldn't say that. You sound arrogant. We're actually put down for claiming who we are. And so if I say to you, Karen, vocal awareness is extraordinary work, it can help you change your life in moments. Now that's stupid and arrogant, you'd hope I'd acknowledge. But what if I said it this way? Vocal awareness is extraordinary work. It can help you change your life in moments. That's not arrogant. That's my truth. And so in vocal awareness, our goal is sovereignty, supreme excellence, or an example of it. We look around because that's habit. But I want us to gather our thoughts while looking at one another. We can look away and break it anytime I want, but that's my choice. It's not just unconscious behavior. We're all the walking wounded. None of us got anywhere in life unscathed. And for your audience, and I suspect that your audience is largely women, is this accurate? For those who are listening, she's
about
nodding up
80-20.
and down. I'm sorry, 80-20? You said 80-20 women?
Yes. Yeah.
It's not a level playing field. And you used off camera, you used the word vulnerable as you began to look in my journal and do some of the things that we'll talk about in a moment, perhaps. You felt vulnerable. Your audience often feels vulnerable in these confrontational moments of confrontation with a spouse, an ex-spouse, an attorney, a courtroom, whatever it might be. These are aggressive, awkward situations. I don't ever want my clients, students, to feel vulnerable, because to be vulnerable can put us in jeopardy. I can go for the jugular. Instead, I want my clients, my students, to be open, because open gives me choice. And every single thing in life, as you may have already read in the journal, revolves only around 2 things: to choose to do something or to choose not to. Does that make intellectual sense? Everything. I chose to be part of this podcast. That's a choice. You chose to create the podcast. That's a choice. But then balancing that, or in conjunction with that, do you know what sociologist, that stupid old saw from generations ago, is considered the greatest fear in society? Have you heard that? Public speaking?
Can't remember right now.
But public speaking is considered the greatest fear in society, ranks ahead of death and taxes. That's totally bogus, totally stupid, but that's the empty bill of goods we've been fed. Instead, Karen, the greatest fear are 2 fears: fear of abandonment and ownership of my power. Claiming myself is scary. We've never been given permission. We've been put down. ... And your audience Every member of your audience is here because they've had to confront confrontational moments in their lives. It wasn't what they planned when they said for better or for worse, till death do us part. But things went south because life happens. So how do we reclaim our birthright when we necessarily didn't even know what it was to begin with? We didn't even know we didn't need somebody else's permission to be me. Am I making intellectual sense?
Yes. Yeah, and it's really touching me actually, because it feels like that I have not been able to be me for 50 years. That makes sense.
Does it make sense to you, what you just said? Of course it does, but what
Yes.
did you say to give your power away? If that makes sense. We know it makes sense, but you needed my
Does it make?
permission to confirm
Yeah,
it.
I made it at the.
Gotcha. In a
Yes.
safe and loving way. I hope you feel that without judgment. Do you?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I
So,
don't know why I do it, but I find a lot of us do it.
yeah. Well, I've been explaining to you why you do it, because speech is habit, and this is how you done it.
Mhm.
But now in vocal awareness, I'm literally teaching you, you don't have to do that anymore.
Mhm.
I gave you a gift when we first spoke a couple of weeks ago. I had my office send you a new book that I created in January as I began my 62nd year of teaching, called A New Form of Mastery Journal. And you gave me a glimpse of the page you were working on today and shared a little bit. Would you mind sharing with your audience what you're discovering or how it feels or whatever?
So everybody, I just started today and I worked on it. Oh, I was frustrated at the beginning because I didn't want to actually say how it was, right? I had to put it on paper. And it started with
What was the question? What
I
did it
was
ask you to do?
observing um I had to ask what I was grateful for.
Hmm.
And some days I have a hard time with that because I'll be honest, I didn't sleep well last night. So I was a bit foggy this morning and I thought, geez, I'm not going to be very strong with Arthur today. That's what I thought. If I'm
You
being
know this symbol in
honest, time
sports?
out.
Yeah.
Yes, time out.
So let's just begin to experience this work. And everybody, as I work with Karen for a moment, please join us. Do it right along with us. Karen, sit up straight, please. Sit at attention. Sit at attention, Karen. And notice, as I showed you when we first met, the body's first impulse is to hold its breath. Notice that's exactly what you're doing? Because I also spoke with you severely. So that puts us into fight or flight. I don't ever want anybody to sit or stand at attention. Instead, I want all of you out there to join Karen in pulling this golden thread. We take it in our right or left hand. My thumb and index finger are together, and place it 3 inches below your navel. That's where core begins. That's the center of your body. And I'm going to ask you, I'm going to do it a couple of times. We're going to stop right after the first moment begins. Because when I asked you to sit up straight, you held your breath. So now I'm going to ask you to embody a magnificent woman of stature, feeling extraordinary about who Karen is. And use this golden thread to help you embody this as we pull it taller, taller. Pull with me, please, Karen. See what my hand and arm are doing. I don't see yours doing it with me. Let's start again. We have to start over. Let's start over, Karen. You do it right along with me. Here, are you ready, dear?
Mm-hmm.
Slowly and lovingly embody a magnificent woman of stature. And Pause for a moment. What has the body already done? Did you notice? The first impulse?
Well, I was sitting
No,
stronger.
no. Watch the very first thing your body did. Here we go again. Eyes only on me, in embodying this magnificent woman of stature, slowly and gracefully. What'd you already do? Right there. You inhaled.
Breathe.
That's right. Duh. But when you sat at attention, you did just the opposite. So the body's first impulse when you claim the woman you are is to inhale. So now let's complete
Brilliant.
this. Pulling this golden thread right up to the middle of your crown chakra, right in the middle of your head. Slowly, gracefully, getting taller and taller and taller. And my arm is fully extended near my ear. Notice it. Fully extended, all the way up. Your elbow is still bent. Taller. Yes. Now stay there. Chin erect. Lift the chin an inch. Release neck and shoulder tension. Pull that arm, getting taller and taller and taller. Feeling magnificent. Warmth on your face. It's not a root canal. Warmth on your face. Arm down. You can bring your arm down. Now keep feeling that thread. Keep feeling that pull. Don't relax. Keep feeling that tether. Notice how it opens your chest. Notice how core is more engaged. And everybody join Karen in the sentence, I am an extraordinary person. In 3, loving breath, deeper. No, deeper, deeper.
I am an extraordinary person.
Now, place one hand.
I am an extraordinary person.
Better. Place one hand in the middle of your chest, right on your sternum. Take the other hand and put your third and fourth finger in your thyroid cartilage. That's where your larynx is. Your third and fourth finger of your other hand right here. A little higher, right up on the bump. That's good. And your index finger right where you put it. Where your index finger is the base of your tongue, the strongest muscle in your body per diameter. And take a nice deep top of the morning breath. And you feel your chest rise and you feel this flex, correct? At the apex of the next one, say, I am an extraordinary woman. In 3, 2, nice deep breath.
I'm an extraordinary woman.
Great. Keep this hand here. And I should say extraordinary person because we have men in your audience as well. Take that hand on your chest and move it under your armpit. And wait for me. Now, stature. Don't scrunch yourself up. Neck, shoulders loose. Feel this extraordinary woman. May I use the word God or source? May I use that reference?
Yes.
So the first of the 7 rituals of vocal awareness is to say thank you to God. Thank you to source. Within yourself, not out loud. Embrace that thought and say thank you, please. Within yourself, not aloud. Did you inhale? Did I ask you to inhale? No, that was the body's impulse. And did you get internally and externally quieter? Space is different, isn't it? Now we're going to allow, Karen, a slow, silent, conscious, loving breath. And enjoy it while you do so. This will take 5 to 7 seconds. Warmth on your face, and I will guide it. Are you ready? No, it's not a bench press.
Yes.
It's slow and loving. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Better. And you feel your chest not rise as much, but your ribcage expand a little, correct? You feel this relax a little bit. I want you to still slow the breath down more and not hear the word take at all. Hear the words allow and love, and I will guide it. Everybody join us. Don't rush the impulse to breathe too quickly. Eyes only on me, warmth on your face, feeling source, feeling yourself. Wait for me. And at the apex of this one, I am an extraordinary woman. And 5, loving deeper, deeper, deeper. And the statement.
I am a loving woman, or I'm an extraordinary person.
I am an extraordinary person. And 5, 3, deeper, deeper.
I am an extraordinary person.
Rest. Does that feel, you can put your hands down there. Does that feel or sound any different, Karen? Do you feel any different, Karen? Of course you do.
Yes, I do.
And you feel the emotion that immediately comes up. We trap all trauma from the neck up. The most complex joint in our body is the temporomandibular joint, TMJ. Those of you who grind your teeth. Clutch. The jaw is capable of multiple thousands of pounds of force per square inch. The tongue is literally the strongest muscle in your body. So when we try to express ourselves, when we try to release trauma, when we quote unquote feel vulnerable, everything gets trapped here. In our work, we release it all. The root of the word spirit, spiritu, simply means to breathe. I don't want to motivate you or your audience. I want to inspire you. Inspirare, to breathe into you. The Hebrew word neshama means both soul and breath. In every other form of mastery, I turned 80 in January, and I've committed the decades that God is allowing me to live to teaching mastery. For decades, I have trained in communication mastery. It's actually trademarked. Empowerment through voice is trademarked. One of the key elements in this work, which we don't have time to get into today, you're going to discover in the journal, visceral language, conveying the emotion of words, making voice visual, is trademarked. I share this because this is the only system in mastery. In arts and athletics, one is trained to be in mastery over decades. But they leave the stage, they leave the sport, they're just normal once again, quote unquote. But in our work, there is no off switch. Because we want to live in the sovereignty, in the mastery of what is possible. And the trigger is the breath. Tony Robbins used to refer to my 7 rituals as pattern interrupts. To create a new pattern, we have to exaggerate behavior to create a new one, he said. So our pattern interrupt is the quality of our conscious, loving breath. At 5 to 7 seconds. You started to say a moment ago, you were speaking about the journal and your discoveries today. As you share with us a bit more for the moment, stay with me. I'll be a third base coach and conduct a little bit, but don't rush. Allow your conscious, loving breath. One more thought I just remembered is really, really important. The root of the word hubris means blaspheming the gods or extreme arrogance. That's not a positive attribute. But I can assure you, every one of these great artists on stage that I know and have taught, and others that I observe, every great athlete that I know and teach, and others that I observe, in their art, in their skill set, are completely hubristic. I can assure you that Dwayne Wade, an NBA Olympic gold medal Hall of Famer, one of my dear students on my website, doesn't hope his teammates or coaches approve. Doesn't even occur to him. That artist on stage, of course, the ego mind wants to cross the footlights and love and be stroked, but they don't go there. They're only in the art. That's hubris, but that's not arrogance. That's the foundation to achieve mastery. To believe in oneself that profoundly, that committedly, without arrogance. So in vocal awareness, I transform that word into positivity. Hubris in our work is not arrogance, it is positive. Claiming the power of the individual I'm capable of being. Then in the structure of this work, the breathing, the vocal exercises, the body language techniques, everything that I'm teaching in meticulous style gives us the tools to do this. So no longer do we need to feel victimized. No longer do we need to feel that it isn't a level playing field. Now we literally learn to claim our power. When you come to it in the journal, you're going to see a persona statement. How do I want to be known? I didn't even know I had a choice. Whoa, that's pretty cool. And so that takes us back to the everything in life is choice, choose or not. I didn't even know I chose one. I did by abdicating, but now I'm going to choose a new one. This is how I really want you to know me. And then this work teaches us how to show up as that. The root of the word integrity, integration, have the same root source. They mean wholeness. So you, in your integral commitment to yourself, 2 words, capital S, your deeper self, not yourself, 1 word. By doing the work in this journal, you're committing to yourself. And then through the principles that you will learn in this, you will learn how to do it. So please share once again, just for a moment, because I know I've been going on forever. And I don't know if anybody's still awake out there, but I hope they are. No.
Well, I noticed I wrote.
No. Conscious loving. Eyes only on me. No judgment. You noticed, so I noticed.
I noticed when I am thinking. What I do, Arthur, is I put my eyes, they go up to my head.
Of course they do.
And I wrote it down and I said, why am I doing that? And I probably have done that for years.
Of course you have. We all have. Every one of us. Now, what we just experienced was a fundamentally different communication pattern. You slowed down. You were aware. You breathed. I'm conducting you. You don't know what the heck I'm doing, but your unconscious does, so it's tracking with me. You maintained eye contact even while saying, I look up. You still maintained eye contact. And so the promise in this work is never to make you into somebody you're not. That's what people have been trying to do with every one of us for decades. The goal is to become capable of embodying who we say we choose to be. And that was a wonderful first experience doing that. And I really want your audience to pick up on that because that was tremendous.
Thank you.
May I share a couple of things about what's going on in my life? In terms of that journal, for example.
Yes, please.
I would love your audience to go to my website, vocalawareness.com. And if anybody ever wants to reach out to me, you can reach me by writing to support@vocalawareness.com. This journal is on my website. I love this journal. It becomes your accountability partner. Everything you do in there, you become accountable to yourself. And it teaches us how to do it. It has these principles, these questions in the beginning that you're going through. It's teaching you a bit about vocal awareness through some essays I've written and principles I'm teaching. But then there are 365 days in there, like a week at a glance calendar that you've discovered, that go tracking you from whatever time in the morning to whatever time at night. in quarter-hour increments, just like week at a glance. And you track it.
Arthur, do you want me to hold it up?
Oh, sure.
I'll just hold it up for everybody. This is my day one, just so everyone can see
And see
what it's about. This is just my day one. See how many notes?
And on every page, there's a quote from me. What does that quote say on day one? What does that quote in that box say?
I promise to no longer be afraid to believe in all that is possible.
So every page has a supportive quote from me about that, for example. Now say that again so that you actually believe it. Slowly, lovingly, conscious breath.
I promise to no longer be afraid to believe in all that is possible.
Now underline the second word and the last word. In 3, loving breath, 2.
I promise to no longer be afraid to believe in all that is possible.
Did it have more meaning? Yes.
Yes, it had more meaning. It went deeper.
Yes. And so that's the beginnings of visceral language. I just stressed 2 words, but you stressed 3. Because when you stressed promise, you also stressed believe. And you didn't even know what you were doing, but you're listening. So the journal is, I love my journal. And then tell people about this mastermind program that's coming up, please.
Yeah, so Arthur has the Leadership Academy Mastermind. It officially kicks off Monday, March 23rd. Is that correct, Arthur?
26th.
26th of March, which is
in 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
And read a little bit more from that, please, and slow it way down.
So Arthur's Mastery Leadership Academy Mastermind, he's offering $500 off for all the listeners to join his Leadership Academy Mastermind, which starts March 26th.
There's a coupon.
Is it code online, Arthur? It's
yes,
online.
It's all online. And
yes, it's a coupon code. I'll put.
And it's 4 parts, and I'm teaching every piece of it. I don't farm it out. It's not just videos. It's this. Because with my birthday in January, I said to you that I've committed the rest of my life to teaching mastery. And I really am committed to helping. My vision, as you read at the beginning in your introduction, is to change the world through voice. But my goals have never changed either. The goals are to help all those I work with to achieve their own enlightenment and enjoy their own empowerment. I don't want anybody in your audience to feel victimized ever again, to feel less than what is less again, to be intimidated, threatened again, ever. In this mastermind course, in this journal, you learn how to claim your power. And as you said in the title, voice is power. Doesn't mean big bombastic, it means integral, earnest. So, this is my life's work. And so this mastermind coincides with today because and there's a brief window when that code works. I forget what it is, but people can get it from you, correct?
Yeah, I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay. So please, because I limit the audience as well, because I really want the work to be deep. So it'll be, the first handful of people that sign up will get to be part of it. The others won't. And so I really, really am encouraging. And how has today been for you?
It's been an awakening. I think the more I've gotten into studying you and looking at your website and starting the journal, I know that we all need a lot more help in this. I think, and I know you don't like, I believe that this work you're doing, the legacy you're leaving, is essential for all of us, including myself. That's what I
Did you
believe.
notice this work is called vocal awareness, Karen? Because awareness is the first step. And the way you just communicated was fundamentally different than when you spoke to me 35 minutes ago. You've done such a superb job today in being in what I call the work, the capital W work, the big work. I mentioned a moment ago that we have 7 rituals. The 6th one is where I strive to help everybody live. 6th ritual is pay attention, deeper listening. Pay attention out here, but listen deeply interiorly to this inner dialogue between source and self that only I am privy to. Tuning into ourselves and claiming the power of who we are. In this mastermind workshop, I create really safe harbor. You can already tell I do. And we actually learn how to do this. We don't just throw it up on the wall and make it stick. It's this. It's transformational. In the journal, then you become accountable. And I love it. I told Tony decades ago, Tony, we can empower people. That's arrogant. But we can help them empower themselves. That's truth. And that's what I've been trying to teach today. And that's what that journal and that's what the mastermind is about. Teaching us how to finally, for the first time in our lives, claim all that is possible and not flinch. Embody all that is possible. Have we done all right today? Has this been worth your time?
This has been great, Arthur. I am honored you joined us today. It was a really important lesson for me as well.
Thanks. And thank you, everybody out there watching and listening. And please join me on the 26th. And
yes, and please get Arthur's journal. It is life-changing.
And you can. And that's it. Thank you so much, and it's very nice spending time with you today, Karen. God bless, and God bless everybody. Enjoy the journey, and thank you for your trust.
Thank you, Arthur. All the best. Bye.
God bless.
Thanks for joining today's conversation with our divorce expert. Check out the show notes for more about our guests, and don't forget to follow us on Spotify and our YouTube channel, divorceworkshop.ca. We'd love to hear from you. Share your questions, comments, or guest suggestions. And for a complete guide to navigating separation divorce, check out the Just Separated workbook on Amazon. It covers emotions, co-parenting, finances, legal insights, and recovery. A must-have for anyone going through separation or divorce.